it is to be here in this beautiful middle-class swingers pantry. It looks lovely. And what an honour it is for you to have international summer movie icon here, Ken. How you doing? Thank you very much. How are you? I was very happy to be called Ken. Yeah, he's a good-looking Canadian guy. Very happy about that. I also did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and I opened with that. Hey, it's me, Ken. And then nightfall, a lady here went, no, I don't think you look like Ken. I think you look like the guy who knocked on Anne Frank's door. Sort of brought me down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is lovely. Friday night, I've been looking forward to this gig. I've heard lovely things about it. I've done a few shows this week. Last night, I gotta tell you this before we get into it. Last night, I did a corporate gig in Hull, which is all you need to know about that gig. They said, do you want to do this gig? I went, no, absolutely not. Then they told me the fee. I said, absolutely yes. So I goes to do this gig, and when I get there, I'm pacing up and down. And the lady who'd organised it, she went, can you say something because you go up on stage? I said, not a problem. What do you want me to say? About the toilets, about the bar, whatever? She said, no. She said, as you go up on stage, can you please say that you stand against nuclear war? I'm not being funny, folks. I look like a man who stands for it, really. I don't want to divide the room too early, but you look anti-death, okay? Who, when I flounced on a minute ago, thought, yes, there's a man who enjoys a little light nuclear annihilation on a Sunday afternoon. No, I look like a man who still uses a VHS player and takes Super Ted vitamins. Dear sweet Jesus. My God, who's drinking? Yes, indeed. I'm not. I'm 5 years sober on November 3rd. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Call me what you want. I don't care anymore. Alcoholic, addicts, whatever you want. What I found out was, as an alcoholic, you spend a lot of days in confusion. Like heavy confusion, everyday confusion, deep state confusion. Imagine Joe Biden doing a Wordle. That is the level of confusion I had on a daily basis, okay? I talk about some drinking stuff later, and I've developed over time that audiences enjoy me talking about my addiction because it makes you feel better about your own lives. So, seeing my downfall will make you all very happy. And any comedy crowd I instantly love and adore because none of you are at home watching the news. Who still watches the news? No, exactly! We've all got better things to do, like come out here. But however, I do have a few favourite news stories that made me stop watching the news. For example, my favourite ever thing in the news that I will always watch, I love a shark attack victim. Okay? Bless you. I absolutely adore a shark attack victim. Go with me on this. Because if it's not the idiots reporting the news, it's the idiots they've got on the news. So they cut down, they go, crikey, we're down here on Byron Bay, where we're set. It's like being there, isn't it, really? It's like... Also, to do Australian, you have to look like you've had a stroke. Now, crikey. We're down here on Byron Bay, where sadly, last week, Ben Meadows was brutally attacked in the open water. We've got Ben Meadows here now. They cut to Ben, no face, club feet. They go, right, Ben Meadows, after nearly dying in the open water and surviving that shark attack by 4 great whites who brutally mauled you limb from limb, in the open water, what's the one thing that you cannot wait to do? Cut to Ben. I just can't wait to get back in the water. No, Ben! Dear good God, man, don't go back in the water. Get a paddling pool, go to Splash Mountain. Just do not go back in the water. I ask of you. I stopped watching the news for this news story that I haven't written or changed. This is verbatim. So I figured out how the news works in a 30-minute show. I implore you to do this as well. For 29 minutes, they give you war, disease, famine. And then for 1 minute at the end, they give you a light-hearted fluff piece. So you don't go and commit harry-carry. Okay? And this is what I saw on Sky News 3 years ago. Mark Austin here on the beaches of Dover with the 400 fleeing refugee children. They have no food. They have no shelter. They have no hope. news. A woman from Stoke-on-Trent has found a kitchen sponge she lost 33 years ago. That and the dying children right after this. What about the kids? What's going on? Nothing makes any sense anymore in life or the news. I have figured out one thing that would have made more sense ever in the history of the world is if when Liam Neeson got the phone call, "We have taken your daughter," he replies, "Keep her." Jesus. Yeah. Sex trafficking, Jesus Christ. Yeah, keep her. I have been to rehab. Anybody been? Excellent. Should be relatable. I went to rehab in Belgium, okay? And I went to rehab in Belgium for one reason. Because I thought if this doesn't work out, waffles. Yes. Could have gone to rehab in West Bromwich for £27,000. I don't know whether you're aware of West Bromwich. You could buy West Bromwich for £27,000. I would relapse if I went to rehab in West Bromwich for £27,000. I would want paying myself £27,000. There's a few things with drinking, a few sayings I'm sure we're all aware of, and I have come to realise my favourite saying surrounding alcohol, and you're a clever bunch, you can finish this saying for me. If, when somebody's having a drink at 10 o'clock in the morning, they justify it by saying, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, that's how they get round it. And I thought very long and hard about this, and I've realised you cannot apply that logic to any other scenario. Hey, Pedo Pete, what are you doing? Well, she's of legal age somewhere. That's the one person who said, when I went Pedo Pete, they went, huh? It's your special act. Everything revolves around drinking. Have a good day, have a drink. Bad day, have a drink. Wet the baby's head, have a drink. Somebody dies, go to a wake, have a drink. All revolves around drinking. It does not work that way with drugs, does it? None of you have ever had a phone call off your neighbour Ethel. Ethel says you have to come round. I've got fantastic news. You go, sure thing, let's go see Ethel. She's got good... Sweet Jesus, Ethel, what are you doing? Well, our Simon's passed his driving test. And we're so proud. No, never at all, never at all. I was going to commit the Harry Carey, not to, take a tangent, but I was going to commit the Harry Carey with my drinking, with my addiction. And I was about to do it. November 2nd, I was about to do it, and there I was on the precipice of doing it. But I stopped and pulled myself back because a thought dropped into my head. And the thought was simply this. It said, no, you can't die. Not today. You know why? Because I'm in the face of an anti-nuclear war campaign. You all go down with me! A week after nearly committing suicide, I went to work at the Samaritans. It's not a good idea for a suicidal man to work at an anti-suicidal charity. I'm thinking of killing myself. Probably should. Heck, I'll do it with you. Life's hard. Okay. I was trying to think what gave me this addiction, this disease, whatever you want to call it. People call it different things. Some of it's to do with genetics, some of it's to do with bad wiring. However, this is the hand I've been dealt. So you've got to play it, that's what I'll do. Some of it, however, I think has to do with childhood, because we were poverty-stricken in my childhood. It took me a little while to realise this, until a few years ago, when it dawned on me that we had a Woolworths Christmas every single Christmas. Can I get a cheer for the Woolworths, please? For those of you that can't remember because you're too young, this is what Woolworths would do. Woolworths would do knock-off versions of big branded toys for the poor people, okay? So instead of, say, Lego, Woolworths had blocks that attach. Instead of, say, Play-Doh, Woolworths had Blue Tack. Barbie, Chantel. Now... I'm going to leave you on this with a pop quiz time. Can anybody remember the #1 kids film of 1995? And there was a toy phenomenon that was attached to it. Straight off the bat, Toy Story. Remember that phrase? It was Buzz Lightyear. Everybody wanted a Buzz Lightyear. The parents tried to get a Buzz Lightyear. My parents did not try to get a Buzz Lightyear. Christmas morning '95, I had the Woolies version. I ran downstairs. You know who I had? Fred Space Days. You pressed his middle, he went to infinity. And that's enough. We're not going beyond infinity. I did that every night at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and on the last night I said, anybody remember the #1 kids film of '95? A guy went, I do. Was it Train Spotted? I said, absolutely, it was that was the #1 kids film at '95. Come on, Timmy, choose life, choose a career, choose a needle of crack in your eye. Let's go find the turkey down the toilet. Thank you all very much. You got a great night.